Host, detention with the possibility of bail set at 136 million hryvnias. The High Anti-Corruption Court yesterday afternoon began to consider a preventive measure for the former advisor to the ex-Minister of Energy, Ihor Myroniuk, who appears in the NABU investigation under the alias Racket. According to the investigation, it was Myroniuk who was one of the organizers of the corruption scheme at Energoatom. He discussed the terms of cooperation with contractors. In particular, the criminal group that included Myroniuk received 10 to 15% from contracts, controlling personnel and financial decisions through the barrier mechanism. Contractors were forced to pay kickbacks in order to avoid payment blocks. And according to the investigation, the group managed to launder over $100 million. In addition to Ihor Myroniuk, the corruption case also involves businessmen Timur Mindic, Mikhailo Zuckerman, and Ihor Fursenko, Energoatom's executive director Dmitro Basov, and others. 5 out of the 7 suspects have been detained. Preventive measures for them will continue to be decided today. Mindic and Zuckerman have left the country.
There are sufficient grounds to grant this motion. I ask that it be granted, and that a preventive measure be applied to the suspect Myroniuk, in the form of detention and custody. In the event that the motion is granted, Myroniuk should be assigned bail in the amount of 136,620,000.
Colleague, our client has never been an official. He was neither an advisor to the Minister of Energy nor an advisor to the head of Energoatom, meaning he had no official authority to influence officials, in particular the Deputy Director of Energoatom, Basov, and the head of the Financial Department.
Host, all about this high-profile case has been gathered by TSN correspondent Alexander Maniuk. Watch.
Correspondent. First, 350, 600. I'll take that for myself. This is yet another, already the third, part of the NABU investigation into possible corruption in the energy sector. The new video focuses on the leader of the criminal organization. Law enforcement refers to him by the code name Carlson. They claim that this very person oversaw the operation of the so-called laundromat, where illegally obtained funds were laundered.
The activities of the Sugarman office, or the laundromat, were supervised by Carlson from an apartment located on the upper floors of a building on Hrushevsky Street in Kiev. It was there that the individuals who needed to receive or transfer funds, as well as the amounts, were determined.
Correspondent, yesterday, NABU announced 70 searches as part of the final stage of an operation called Midas. 7 suspects have already been named and 5 people have been detained. According to the detectives, the corruption scheme looked like this. The individuals involved had information about Energoatom's contracts and demanded kickbacks of up to 15% from contractors, including those building protection for energy facilities. If they refused to pay, they were threatened with blocked payments. Detectives believe that this way $100 million were laundered. To legalize the funds, they used an office in the city center that belonged to former fugitive MP, now Russian Federation Senator Andriy Derkach. NABU published photos of bags of money on social media. As before, NABU is not revealing the real names of those involved in the case. The media reports that under the pseudonym Carlson, detectives allegedly mean businessman Timur Mindic, who is close to the president. In the context of the case, former head of the Ministry of Energy and current Minister of Justice Herman Halushchenko is also mentioned. The Ministry of Justice has confirmed that searches were conducted at his premises. President Volodymyr Zelensky responded to the Bureau's information. He stated, "Everyone who created corruption schemes must receive a clear procedural response."
Volodymyr, there must be verdicts. And government officials must work together with NABU, together with law enforcement agencies, and work in the way that is necessary to achieve results.
The Ministry of Energy also confirmed they were searched and they are cooperating with the investigation.
Natalia Yarmolenko, it is very important that investigative actions are conducted transparently and openly, and that all individuals, if such are identified and if their guilt is proven, of course, face zero tolerance for corruption. Everyone must be held accountable.
Correspondent. Energoatom has also responded. The company is convening a supervisory board to analyze the situation, and Energoatom also clarified that, allegedly, the company did not suffer any losses as a result of the scheme uncovered by NABU.
Voice over loudspeaker. We would like to emphasize separately that the incident that occurred in the company did not harm the assets or financial standing of Energoatom, nor did it affect the fulfillment of production plans or the safety of nuclear power plant operations.
Just yesterday, TSN sent a request to NABU asking for a comment regarding the individuals involved in the case and other details, but so far it remains unanswered. Meanwhile, the Bureau promises to publish a new part of its investigation in the near future. Alexander Maniuk, TSN 1+1, Marathon, United News.
Host, NABU and SAP have notified the former Deputy Prime Minister of Ukraine of suspicion of illegal enrichment. The publication Ukrainska Pravda believes that this refers to Oleksiy Chernyshov, who held the position of Deputy Prime Minister until July 2025, while also heading the Ministry of National Unity. Detectives documented the transfer of more than $1,200,000 and nearly 100,000 euros in cash to the suspect and his trusted associate. NABU and SAP suspect this former official of abuse of office and receiving an especially large unlawful benefit. The government has prematurely terminated the powers of the supervisory board of the company Energoatom. This was announced by Prime Minister Yulia Sviridenko, and the Ministry of Economy, Environment and Agriculture must also submit a new composition of the supervisory board to the government for approval within a week. The task of the new board is to quickly relaunch the management, conduct a full audit of the company, and provide comprehensive assistance to law enforcement agencies in investigating possible corruption cases.